YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is Canadian Retro. I just got back from the Waterloo video game swap today, and I think I got a pretty good haul here. I'm pretty happy with it. I actually ended up coming home with more money than I spent, which is kind of nice. I started out with 200 bucks and came home with 250. So things really worked out in my favor. I sold off a few things that I had for doubles to vendors. You know, not getting killer deals or anything like that, but honestly, for what I paid for those items, it kind of made it worth my while, and I ended up paying for the gas and everything to get down there, so kind of a good deal all around. I got a bunch of stuff from a wide variety of people now. Most of this stuff that I got here is actually through trades, and I was mentioning this to people today while I was at the show. Trades are really the best way of getting stuff for your collection, honestly speaking. When you go to these shows, things are generally overpriced for the most part. There are good deals to be had, but you gotta be quick when you get in there to get them. And I didn't really see anything that really was outstanding as far as getting a deal at the show. So the stuff that I picked up, a lot of it was for trades. Now I did get one really decent deal, I think, on some Famicom or Super Famicom games, which I'll show you later on in this. But I wanted to start with some of the trades that I did. So when I got to the show, actually, I met up with Josh from GameHuntersRUs, and we were hanging out in the parking lot a little bit, and we already had a trade that was pre-organized, so I'll show you the contents of that. Now, this is the thing with this, I got so much stuff today that if I mess this up, guys, who I got certain things from, please correct me. I think there's like 1 or 2 games here that I might have like swapped out for different people, so if I've done that, feel free, don't get offended. It's just I did a lot of different wheelings and dealings today with a ton of different people, and a lot of it doesn't even show up here because, like I said, I did sell some stuff to some vendors and things like that, and also other YouTubers that watch my channel. So here's what's going on anyways. Let's get started. The first one though, like I said, was Josh from GameHuntersRUs, and we did quite the deal actually. He went through some of the titles I had. We had a pre-arranged deal, but then there was more dealings to be had on top of that. So I'll try to remember what was in the pre-arranged deal. The first title I got from him was Dig and Spike Volleyball, that I was really interested in from a while back. Was The Last of Us for PS3. Heard this is a really like stellar game kind of thing, and it's in great shape. I mean, obviously the guy's a collector, so he takes good care of his stuff, and I also have his fingerprints on here, so if I ever need to do some fingerprint identification to get into any of his bank accounts or anything like that, I can totally do that off that disc, which is really nice bonus. Thank you, man. Moving on, I also got a game, Justice League Heroes. I'd never seen this before. I saw it in his trades list, and I was kind of got me intrigued. It sort of looks like Ultimate Alliance kind of idea, but instead it's with Marvel characters, so pretty pumped about that. Something I'll definitely have to check out, and it's really nice to get another Xbox title. A lot of my finds today have been cartridge based that I'll show you, so it's pretty good to get some disc games though too, and that's in stellar condition, so pretty happy with that for sure. And then the next one here is Sonic Mega Collection Plus, and this has the Sonic Mega Collection and then Super Monkey Ball Deluxe. It's like a combo pack, so that's pretty cool right there. I didn't have this already. I do have, I think I have Super Monkey Ball, and I have Sonic Collection Plus or something like that. But this is actually a 2-disc game, which is kind of weird because the case is not a 2-disc case in this case, so I'll have to figure something around that. But there's that one right there, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, I'm looking forward to getting into that. A couple of really good games sort of mixed in to one case there, so that's pretty awesome. And I'm pretty sure that came from him. I'm trying to remember now. I think so. If not, I'll correct it later, or you guys can correct me. And then I also got from him NHL 97, which I didn't have in my collection, so that's pretty cool there because I love these NHL games. I think I'm just missing 98 now, and I know it's just a sports title or whatever, but still, that's pretty awesome right there. And then I think this came from him, and again, I forget, and I'll have to check my list later, and I'll just put up here whether or not I'm right on this, but I believe I got this from him. It was Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town for the Game Boy Advance. So, you know, you can see the little cartridge focus that I'm going with here. It's really my area of interest, and he helped me out a lot today with that. And you'll have to check out his pickup video from the show to find out the other things. Now, after that, he actually said he hadn't put a couple of things in the listing that he had, and he thought that I might be interested in them. He thought he'd sort of give me first dibs on it. And the first one here is Breath of Fire 3 for the PlayStation 1, which I'm pumped to get. It says 50 bucks, that's what he was going to charge people, I guess, in there. But we worked out something, so basically I just traded for this. Pretty sweet deal. I mean, the disc's being resurfaced before, but as long as it plays, I'll be super happy. I was looking at getting this game, and when he said, oh, I sort of held back, I figured you might like this. He was absolutely right. I definitely want to get that. I didn't even hesitate to pull that out of the pile of stuff that he had there. And then the last one here is Dragon Warrior for the Game Boy, which is pretty cool all around right there. So pretty sweet deal as well. That was part of the additional deal that we did. So he grabbed a few games out of the trunk of my car because I brought a ton of stuff with me. And so he sort of pick and choose little things for the Breath of Fire and this as well. And we kind of, you know, evened it out and things like that. So super happy with that trade. Thank you again, man. We were hanging out like during the show too as well, and after the show for a little bit, and always a great guy to talk to for sure. We also met up with Ben from GameHuntersRUs. We didn't actually end up doing any trades or anything like that, but I really like talking to Ben as well. He's a really great guy and pretty knowledgeable about all this stuff that we do here, so really happy to run into him again, and thanks again for the chat, man. Moving on from that, I also had a deal that I did with a person who is subscribed to my channel but does not actually make videos. So that's okay, there's nothing wrong with that. I try to keep, every time I see him, I try to encourage him to make videos because I'm always interested in what fellow YouTubers and people that are interested in the YouTube community, you know, get and things like that. And also, for him, I'd really like to get him involved. He's such a great guy that I'd really like to get him involved with the people in this community as far as like making videos. I was saying to him, and I say it to a lot of different people, having this YouTube channel has really helped me a lot in building my collection. Some of the best titles that I have in my collection, especially like in the range of Super Nintendo and stuff like that, have definitely come from doing trades with awesome YouTubers. And of course you're always going to get like both sides of the story when you put yourself out there like that on YouTube, but still, man, do a channel. You'll really enjoy it, I think, and you'll get to see like a lot of people do trades with that community as well. And if you're watching this and you don't have a channel but you are a collector and you readily want to get involved in doing trading and stuff like that, this is the best way to do it. So make yourself a channel and get to it. But anyways, let's get back to it. So it's BuriedonMars. I've got this all written down actually because my brain can't even handle processing all the different trades I did today. So we had an original trade set up for a few games, and I'm trying to remember because I think there was one more title. I'm not sure what I did with it here, so if I'm wrong, man, please correct me and let me know. Something I know I definitely got from him was Wayne Gretzky hockey, which, you know, nothing like super stellar or anything like that, but I didn't have it in my collection, so something that I can add in. I also picked out of his trunk a game here for the Genesis. It's Sonic 3D Blast. That's pretty sweet right there. It's in pretty good shape, so that's kind of nice. And also it came with the manual, which was a nice one because I didn't even see the manual. He said, oh, I have the manual, and he put that in with it, obviously. We walked around for a little bit, and then I actually got distracted a little bit and started doing another trade deal or whatever, so I didn't actually end up running into him again, I don't think, after that fact. But thanks again, man. It's really nice talking to you again, and we've done trades before, and there'll be future ones as well. He's an awesome guy. Dude, make a channel already, would you? Moving on from that, I think, let's see here, I'm trying to remember all the details, but I ran into SeeJayAre, and he's also an awesome YouTuber. You guys all know about him. If you don't, then you kind of have your head in the clouds or something, because you're missing a lot from his channel. He has some of the greatest finds or whatever. When he goes to these shows, and I spoke to him before, he doesn't really find a whole lot, I don't think, because he just finds like epic amounts of stuff when he goes garage sailing, to the point where there isn't like a whole lot there that he's looking for necessarily, but he does come in to do trades and things like that, and he likes to check out the scene and everything like that, and that's super nice. And every time he comes, he always has a gift, and I should really think ahead of time about this, because this is the second time he gave me something at a show, absolutely unsolicited. Like, I did not ask for anything, he just simply offered it, and I always appreciate it. And what it is this Battlefield Hardline, it's like a pendant inside, so let me just see if I can get this out of here. Yeah, it's like a clip almost, so it's like a clip-on thing. It's really cool actually. It's like really heavy, like it's actually made of steel, not plastic kind of thing. It's kind of cool. It says police service with integrity. So I don't know what that's totally about, but that's still cool nonetheless. So I really appreciate that, man, obviously, and you're an awesome tuber as well. So if you haven't checked out his channel, of course with all these guys, I'm gonna put links down below, and that's, you know, a given kind of thing. Moving on from there, trying to remember the next trade deal. Oh, I did a trade also with a person who had a table there. I think he just works at that table, but it's something that he does when he goes to these shows, is he always ends up working at the tables, and that's Brandon. He doesn't have a YouTube channel, so that's fine though. He's someone local actually. I think we generally live pretty close together here, but he always has that table there. So before trade shows and stuff like that, we'll often hook up a deal, and we did that. So we managed to work out a deal here for a few games, and again, I went like solely cartridge based just because I really dig the cartridge style of stuff. So here we go, we'll get started on it. The first thing that is in this here is Metroid Zero Mission for the GBA. That's pretty cool, and I'm starting to show an interest in some more GBA titles here and there, because I can put these on the Retron 5 now and actually play them on the big screen, so that's what I really wanted to get into. So that's pretty cool find right there for sure. And then something else I got from him was Alien 3 for the Super Nintendo. Love picking up new Super Nintendo games. You know, it's LJN, so who knows what people have to say about that, but still awesome title. Happy to get it because I didn't have it already. And the next one here is JRock for the Genesis. And again, if you open that up, totally complete, which is really awesome. Instruction manuals there, and the game looks absolutely awesome. So really wicked deal right there. And the next find is something I've been looking for quite some time. It's actually in the introduction of my videos here, but I totally only have the European version of it. I have the Mega Drive version of it, and I finally was able to play it on my Retron 5, and I was actually playing it the other day, but I really wanted to pick up the North American version of it just because this is the copy that interests me the most, and that's Comic Zone, and it's complete in the box, which is super awesome. The manual's in behind there. The only flaw, and he pointed this out to me ahead of time, only flaw with it is there's a small little rip right here, but hey man, good to go for me. It could be in way worse shape, that's for sure, because otherwise it's in really immaculate shape. I'm not a huge fan of the cardboard boxes, but I think this one only came in a cardboard box, so if you want to get it in a box, then you have to get it this way. And that was the trade that I had done with him. I think that's all from him. Like I said, very confusing, all the different trades that I had done. The next thing is I also met up with another person who subscribed to my channel and should definitely make a channel because he's certainly knowledgeable about this stuff, that's for sure. And I really appreciate like all his input, his feedback, replies that he puts on my stuff. I know he watches my content, so always appreciative of everything that he contributes to my channel, that's for sure. And he has the most funny handle probably of any of the people in this list here, and that's Bowser's Fart Sack, and I can barely say that without laughing hysterically no matter how much, see there you go, I already started, but no matter how much I try, it's just way too funny. But we're actually working out a deal, and I totally forgot to bring this item, and I should have thought about it. We didn't really like solidify a deal or anything like that, but originally a while back actually I got a Crystal Xbox, and I had sent that to somebody else, and he actually had shown interest in it, and of course the other person, it was first come first serve, and that's the way I operate, so I don't really show preferential treatment toward anyone. It's first come first serve, and someone else got there first, so, and he really wanted it. I don't know if he was like super interested in it, but he's somewhat interested in it anyways, and since then I found another one, and I totally just forgot to bring it to the show, and I had a feeling that he was going to have a table there and everything, and I just kind of blew it on that one. But luckily he lives pretty locally for me, so we're gonna meet up and finish off this deal. So basically part of that deal is going to be this game right here, and it's BattleTech, a game of armored combat. And I didn't know a whole lot about this title, I just kind of went on a whim for it, so I love Genesis stuff, so I'll have to check this out. Not really certain about the whole thing. It looks fairly decent though. haven't heard a thing about it before. So there it is right there. It's totally complete, and like everything he's dealing with, it's in great shape too. So thanks, man. That's going to go toward the deal that we're making, and hopefully that can go down pretty soon. And then moving on from that, let's see, I think everything else came as part of buying things. So here we go. First thing I bought when I walked in the door is the 32X game. I don't see 32X stuff that much, and I mean, I have a lot of fond memories of this game. I never had a 32X back in the day, but I still have a lot of fond memories of this game on PC. I'm sure this one does not hold a candle to it, but PC version of it. But here we go. It's Doom for the 32X, complete in box and everything like that. So I'll open this up. It's in immaculate shape because no one ever plays their 32X games. So there you go. And I believe, yeah, the manual is in behind there, so it's in great shape. And just for the artwork alone, I figured I would. I paid 15 bucks for it, so I thought I would go on that one because that's pretty awesome right there. And then later on in the day, I bought this game right here. This is again on a whim. I have no idea about this game. I don't know if it's any good, anything like that. I just saw it and I figured I'd give it a shot. People told me it's an RPG, and my Super Nintendo collection sort of lacks RPGs for the most part. So here it is. It's Lagoon. Don't know a thing about it. I'm gonna check it out and see what it's like. It's a really clean copy, so I don't even need to clean it to put it in my collection, even though I probably will anyways. And I paid 10 bucks for it, so I figured, why not? Maybe it's some sort of hidden gem I don't know about, but that's probably unlikely. Moving on from that, I also worked out a deal. So basically I got this game and $5 back, and I traded in some of the items I had, which is really wicked because the items that I traded in, I essentially paid like $5 each for the items. So if you want to take a look at it, I basically paid $5 for this item right here, and it's Lost Vikings 2 for the Super Nintendo. Don't really know what this one goes for. I mean, obviously I'm going to look it up and I'll put it up there for you. The person wanted $45 for it, though. I don't think it really goes for that much. The stuff I traded them was well worth this game kind of thing. But again, like I said, I only paid 10 bucks for the other things. So, and the guy gave me $5 back, so he gave me 50 bucks for the things I traded in. So pretty cool right there. And then the final thing that I actually ended up getting here was a bunch of Japanese games, which you're probably wondering why, because I don't actually speak Japanese, even though I lived in Japan. But the reason why I got these is I really want to test them out on the Retron 5 and see how well they work and things like that. And I have total confidence that they're going to work. I just wanted to check it out. So I went up to the vendor right near the end of the show, and I think he really didn't want to carry these back to his car. He had a whole box of them, and honestly I could have got a killer deal on the whole box. There's about 90 games there, and he's like, I'll just, man, for $1 each, you can take them all. I could have probably done that, but I didn't really know a whole lot. I don't know a whole lot about the titles in there, and obviously he'd been sitting on them all day, so wasn't really interested in doing that. But you can pick up Japanese versions of Super Famicom games or Famicom games and stuff like that fairly cheaply, sometimes at like a third or like a quarter of the price of ones that are North American releases. And obviously with a machine like the Retron 5, you can end up playing them quite easily, and in HD kind of thing with a little bit upscaled sort of idea. So that's pretty interesting to me, and I want to do a review on my Retron 5. That's why I got these games. So let's get started. This is in no particular order, and some of the titles I don't even know the names of, because honestly the seller was like helping me out to pick out titles. I told him basically I want games that were not released in North America. That was basically my only criteria, and my other criteria was not too much Japanese stuff in it, so that I could actually understand what was going on. Like I didn't want an RPG in Japanese because it would do me no good. But this is one that he recommended, and it was Super Fire Pro Wrestling. And he had a price tag of $15 on it. I'll tell you what I paid for all of this at the end. So this was probably one of the best deals of the day. He had a price of $15 on this one alone. Moving on, he also has one which is Samurai Spirits. I think is Samurai Showdown. Might be the North American release of that. I saw it there and I was like, I asked him about it and he said, yeah, there is a North American release for this, but he had a price of $3 on it, so I figured I could get a good deal on that if I bundled it in. And then I got Super Tetris Bomb Bliss combo. Said that was not released in North America. It's a different version of Tetris, so I'll have to check that out. It's Super Tetris 2. So that's pretty interesting there, and I don't know what Bomb Bliss is, but we'll see. Something I picked out, which I thought was kind of interesting. I don't know if it's the same game, but I know that this game goes for about 20 bucks in North American release. I don't think you need to know a lot of Japanese to play this game, and it's Super Bomberman 2. So that's pretty cool right there. That was also thrown in. He had a price tag of $6 on that one, and I didn't pay the sticker prices for any of this, by the way. And then there's this one, which I don't remember what it is, because it's all in Japanese in the front. So you guys can help me out if you know anything about that. I think it's like Popoi or
Papoy? Akala na Papoy? No. Papoy.
Popo or something like that. I don't know.
Ah, Papoy.
It's a puzzle game, I think. This is the one that's a puzzle game. Like I said, don't know. I'll have to pop that in to find out. We had a price tag of $5 on that one. And then this is, I think, the other one in the series. Like, this is 2 and this is 1, and it's the same kind of puzzle game. Paul something or other, I don't know.
No. Papoy.
I don't remember what he called it. Poi.
Ah, Papoy.
Something or other. So whatever. So those 2 games, and each one of those had a $5 tag on those as well. You'll be amazed at the price I got on these at the end, though. And then he said this was a platformer, so I don't know the name of it. You can tell me if you know it. But again, this one here had a price tag of $6. Now for all of these 7 Super Famicom games that I got, which he had price tags of, I mean, there's got to be about maybe, I don't know, $25, $30 worth of games there. He had them priced really reasonably, but I even got a better deal on it. And he gave me all of those for $15, which is super cool. And as I'm walking away, he goes, "Oh, you've got the Retron 5, that's why you're getting them, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, here, have a Famicom game to test out as well." And so he just gave me this golf game for the Famicom. It's just $1, but something I can pop in to test out, to see if the Famicom section of my Retron 5 works. So that was the last item there. So those 8 games for $15, that was a killer deal, I think. And like I said, like things like I don't know about those platformers or the puzzle games or anything like that, but like something like Super Bomberman 2, which in the English version of this or the North American version of this goes for about $20. That's a killer deal right there. Hopefully it'll be totally playable. And that was everything from the Waterloo swap. I ran into a lot of good people there. I think I mentioned all the people I did trades with, that's for sure. Again, I just want to go through my list here and make sure that I give shoutouts to all these people. So Josh and Ben from GameHuntersRUs, definitely. BuriedonMars, SeeJayAre, Bowser's Fart Sack, Brandon, local guy that I did trade with, and JRock. All of these guys I met at the show today, and a ton more. Like, actually, honestly, I met a whole lot of people. The Retrollectors were there as well. There was just tons of people that I ran into, and I can't even keep it all straight because it was such a heyday hanging out there today. But lots of really great people at the show. If you ever get the chance to go to the Waterloo show, a lot of the vendors, a lot of the people that go there are really stand-up people. Definitely people that you want to be doing trades with and things like that. So go check out that show the next time it's around. I'm sure the next one's probably going to be in around April. That's when last year's was. So hopefully we'll be able to get down there again and do some more trading. So that's everything I got for negative $50 today, which is kind of interesting. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do feel free to thumbs up this video, comment down below. Go check out all those guys' channels, and I'll see you all later.